The close relationship between Prince Philip and Princess Anne. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Queen Elizabeth: A Day in Her Life. I did a video about Prince Charles and his complex relationship with his father, Prince Philip. They were opposites in personality, and Prince Philip was more of a realist and Charles a dreamer. And with the birth of his daughter, Princess Anne, he found his little mini-me. She was so much like him, and let us find out about their special bond. When Princess Anne was first born, Prince Philip proclaimed, "She's the sweetest thing," and that was his first and only daughter. It is said that Princess Anne was rough and tumble and up for anything, and that's how her father was too. Princess Anne realized early on she would always be second. When she was still a young girl, Princess Anne knew that her brother Charles was destined to become a king. She knew she'd have to be in second place, and she said, "I became used from an early age on to being a tail-end Charlie." And Prince Philip, when he married Queen Elizabeth, knew that he would be there to help the Queen, and he was never going to be king. He learned how to take a subordinate role, and he immediately started to instruct his only daughter in how to handle the frustrations and tribulations of court life, where all the attention was on her brother. The ways that they were alike: Prince Philip had a great sense of humor, and so does Princess Anne. And there are plenty of pictures between Queen Elizabeth and Princess Anne where you see them laughing together. And Queen Elizabeth appreciated her husband's humor, and her daughters too. The Mail reported that Eileen Parker, a friend of the royals, once said, "Philip always had more fun with Anne. Charles is more like the Queen, while Anne is very much like Prince Philip." And Telegraph.co.uk stated they shared many of the same characteristics of being outspoken, abrasive, stubborn, strong-willed, and sarcastic, and also had the same sense of humor, which was often at the expense of others. The two shared a love of sports and horse riding, and are said to have so much in common in terms of their temperaments. And when they spent summers at Balmoral, Prince Philip and Anne would do the grill duty, and Prince Philip loved to grill, and Anne would assist. The Queen and Prince Philip's barbecues during that time saw the late Duke dubbed the grill master-in-chief, as he reportedly would not allow anyone else near when he was in charge of preparing the meats. Speaking in 2021 for a tribute program on his father, Charles revealed he adored barbecuing, and he turned it into an interesting art form. And if I ever tried to do it, I could never get the fire to light or something ghastly, so he'd say, "Go away." His grandson, Prince William, praised his grandfather's grilling skills. "Every barbecue that I've ever been on, the Duke of Edinburgh has been there cooking. He's definitely a dab hand at the barbecue. I can safely say there's never been a case of food poisoning in the family that's attributed to the Duke of Edinburgh." When Princess Anne was almost kidnapped in 1974, Prince Philip claimed his daughter would have given the criminal a hell of a time had he been successful. Anne was traveling with her then-husband, Captain Mark Phillips, at the time of the kidnapping, and she was being driven home from a royal engagement. Another car intercepted the journey, and then the driver jumped out and began firing his pistol at the royal couple. So 4 others were shot at as Ian Ball attempted to abduct Anne, and when he eventually reached the royal, he told her she had to go with him so he could hold her for ransom. Despite the danger of the situation, Anne is believed to have replied, "Not bloody likely," so she sounds like a chip off the old block, all right. And Prince Philip taught Anne and Charles how to sail. Prince Philip, he always raced and was the owner of a 62-foot yawl designed by Charles Nicholson, Bloodhound. It was aboard this hull that Princess Anne learned to sail, along with her brother, Prince Charles. Every summer for 7 years, they have sailed and participated in regattas in Scotland, a land where sailing is not easy because of the sudden changes in weather. Prince Philip wasn't too happy with Anne at the time that Anne and Mark, her husband, were getting divorced. They had married and had 2 kids, and after that, their marriage started to break down, and he had a baby from an affair while he was still married to Anne, and both of them had been having extramarital affairs. And so then Anne got a divorce, and nobody in the royal family didn't like divorce very well, the Queen or Prince Philip. And it seemed in that year that all of the royals were getting divorced: Charles and Diana, Andrew and Sarah, and then Princess Anne and her husband Mark. So Princess Anne's tribute to her father. The princess's royal tribute was posted in the royal family's official Instagram account, and She had said after he passed away, "You know it's going to happen, but you're never really ready," her message reads. My father has been my teacher, my supporter, and my critic, but mostly it's his example of a life well lived and service freely given that I most wanted to emulate. Going on to discuss Prince Philip's work over 70 years as the Queen's consort, Anne continued, his ability to treat every person as an individual in their own right with their own skills comes through all the organizations with which he was involved. I regard it an honor and a privilege to have been asked to follow his footsteps, and it's been a pleasure to have kept him in touch with their activities. I know how much he meant to them in the UK, across the Commonwealth, and in the wider world. So Princess Anne was and still is a chip off the old block. She's a realist, and she has his humor, and she has her father and mother's work ethic, earning her the title the hardest working royal. Her father would be proud of her, as always. So I hope everybody enjoyed the video, and if you did, if you could give it a thumbs up, it would be greatly appreciated. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, if you could subscribe, that would really help the channel to know that I'm going in the right direction. So I thank you to all those who already have. It means a lot to me. I also hope that everyone has been having a good day, and tune in again soon for another episode of Queen Elizabeth, A Day in Her Life. Thank you. Bye.